Hello, everybody. Welcome to Connected Community Health Support. My name is Jacob Carroll, and I will be hosting day 75 of our full body exercise program. So most of you might be accustomed to seeing Adam at this time on Thursdays. A little bit of some unforeseen circumstances, so we decided to switch sessions today. So he went Tuesday, and I am going today, Thursday, or maybe you're watching this re-recorded or replaying on social media, whether that's Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, whatever it may be. So a little bit of a clear up for anybody who might be tuning into this live of why I am here and not Adam. So for those of you who are turning into the first time here, finding us, we are Connected Community Health Support, and our goal is to make health and fitness more accessible. You know, gym memberships can be expensive. Maybe you don't have the equipment, or maybe you're intimidated by those environments at the gym and you're just looking to, be comfortable in your own environment and experience exercise in your own way. And that's why we are doing the stream. So we can remove those barriers to exercise. And, especially with this workout, no equipment needed. All you need is a little bit of space. Follow along with me. And we're also going to have variations that are here for people of all fitness levels. We really want everybody to get involved, from your grandma to your younger brother to your mom, your dad, whatever it may be. We really want to make this successful, and so we're going to have multiple variations to ensure that we do so. Yeah, so also, today is day 75, that we have been going through this for a while now into these hour-long sessions. However, there is going to be a pretty clear cut off here in the middle. Right now in this session, we're doing 35 seconds of work to 25 seconds of rest. And, we're going to go through all these exercises. There's 8 different exercises. We're going to go through them 6 times, hitting all the fundamental movement patterns that help you build muscle, burn fat, and still get a great exercise at the same time. It's going to help you move and, carry out your day activities of daily living effectively. So with that being said, we are going to get into the workout pretty shortly. Going to try to keep it right down to this hour time frame. But I do want to share a quick little heads up about our topic of the week, which is mindset. We're going to be talking about a little bit of mindset and really kind of going in depth about growth mindset and, what is growth mindset. I know Adam talked a little bit about that in his past stream. Some tips to how to develop a growth mindset and the kind of impacts that this could have on your life. So yes, make sure you want to stay tuned for that. And we're going to get into the workout right here. So let me just get my timer all set up and ready. Well, not set up, it already is set up, but make sure it's visible and I don't have the volume on and I'm blasting your ears out during this stream today. So 5-minute warm up, follow along with me. We're going to get started in 3, 2, 1. Let's go, everybody. Time for the workout to begin. Day 75 in the books. Let's get to it. So first move we're getting here, I like to always start off with these. The hip, open and close the gate. Work on internal and external rotation to hip. Goal is to really just kind of get things moving right here. Get the hips warmed up a little bit, get that blood flowing. And same thing, maybe you don't have the stability, have the balance to perform this movement yet. Don't worry about it. You can just grab onto the wall, still get the hip moving in that same range of motion. Same thing, you also don't have to go very high here. Work within your range of motion. Very important. It's the same thing. You only have to get the leg out a few inches and come right back in. So you don't got to get too crazy with it. Same thing, we're just warming up here. It's the first move of the warm up. We're not trying to get crazy here off the bat. We just want to get the body moving, get our hips ready for the workout today. All right, great job with that. Our next movement we're going to be working through here is some T-spine rotations. And so I'm going to give you some variations with this one as well. One variation here, we're going to be standing, feet shoulder width apart, standing straight ahead. Arms out front like you're grabbing onto a steering wheel. Rotate out back towards the wall. Bring the hand, follow it with your eyes, come back center. And we're going to do the same thing with the other side here. Just coming forward and coming right back. And so another variation for that, you can also do this movement from the ground. You can have the hand behind the head, reach the elbow into the pit of your other opposite elbow and rotate up through the sky. So multiple different variations. If you're going from the ground, you're going to go for about 8 each side. Same thing with the standing variations. Whichever one feels more comfortable for you. We know not everybody's going to have that accessibility to get to and from the ground, which is perfectly okay. But we just want to make sure we have something in there for everybody. And same thing, also don't feel like you have to get a ton of range of motion with this one either. Now, I know for me, I'm getting pretty closely in my arm all the way back facing the wall behind me. The same thing, even if the arm is only going out to here, you're getting some rotation in this rib cage. That's really what's important here. And these muscles in the mid-back moving, getting that thoracic rotation. So next movement we got coming up here is going to be some neck circles. And we can do this from the sitting position, or we can do this from the standing position. So I'm going to be doing this from kneeling just because it'll be easier for me to demonstrate and for you all to see this. So I like to think you're just looking around as far as you can. Try to use your eyes to guide the head movement. I'm trying to look as far down to the ground as I possibly can. Now I'm looking out as far out to the left, looking as far up to the sky. Now same thing, looking to my right. Again, just moving through that full range of motion. I'm going to do for about 5 circles each way. And same thing, we don't want to be searching for a stretch here. We don't want to be going so far that we feel very intense stretch. This is all about just getting the head and the neck moving. I want to experience movement, alleviate tension from the head and the neck, instead of creating tension by searching for this very intense stretch. I'm going to rotate back the other way. Spending a little bit of extra time here with the head and neck, making sure it's moving properly. Same thing, a lot of our position, our body position, where we are in space, can be based off of where our head position is. So I personally feel a very important aspect to warm up in any workout routine. Also, we just have a lot of important muscles, nerves, and all these things moving through the neck. So definitely don't want things to get too stiff in here. Making sure our head and neck is still experiencing some motion, especially when we spend most of our day sitting or on our phone looking down. We're not getting a lot of movement from this head and neck area. So love to have that in the exercise routine. All right, last move here for the warm-up. We're going to have some shoulder circles. We're going to be going small, moving forward. You can have the palms out or you can make a fist. Doesn't really matter too much. Doesn't affect this movement. We're going to be moving some small circles. Go for somewhere in that 10 to 15 range. And now we're going to go reverse it backwards. Same thing, you don't got to count. You just follow along with me here. That's completely fine too. Maybe you were spending a little bit of extra time with the neck circles. Maybe you were, getting a drink, whatever it is, just a little bit of some helpful rep ranges maybe. Anyways, we're going backwards and wide, trying to really get them out as wide as we can here. Really open up the chest and the back. Gonna get a few more reps. All right, now we're going in the opposite direction. This is the last warm-up movement here before we get into the workout. So maybe it's the lower body, the upper body. And we try to make sure we get the blood flow and hit a lot of the major muscle groups here in the warm-up. But, everybody's not going to warm up at the same pace. Some people might be, completely ready for the workout after that. Other people still, maybe you're just waking up in the morning when you're seeing this, or maybe it's late at night. Maybe you need a little bit of extra time to get your body movement. That's completely okay. And one thing I always suggest is, don't feel like you have to come into this first exercise, max 100% intensity. If you're still trying to warm up the hips a little bit during this first move, which is going to be the floor touches, and same thing, you can go slow, work on a lesser range of motion. The first move here is going to be a single leg or double leg hinge. Double leg is always going to be double leg most of the time. But just reaching down to the ground, trying to keep a flat back, like you're trying to pick an object up off the ground, show from the front. Same thing, I'm keeping a slight bend in my knee, just reaching down like I'm picking up that object. really the goal of this is dissociate the lower body from the upper body. So can you maintain a flat upper torso while you're still bending at the hips? That's why the hinge is an important movement pattern, because it's an important life skill, important movement skill for our body. But enough of me rambling. We got 35 seconds of work, 25 seconds of rest. Follow along with me. We're going to be starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Same thing. Good way to find this position. Coming down to the ground, you can keep the hands on the knees the whole time, kind of slide it down. This can kind of help you get into this flat back hinge position. But do what feels most comfortable for you. You can also do a single leg variation where we are stepping that foot back each and every rep. The same thing, this can be a little bit more intense. So find that variation that's going to work good, going to be comfortable for you. We're going for 3, 2, 1, and we are done. Next move we got coming up is the lateral raise. So this one is going to be raising the arms up to shoulder height, coming back down. Same thing, you can make it a little bit rhythmic. Just come up, coming right back down. Don't try to complicate this one too much. We're going to be going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Raising that up to shoulder height. The same thing, you can grab, if you have any weights, bands, any objects around the house, you can always add those, but definitely not necessary. This program is completely body weight. We're never going to require you to have any equipment or have any special things to perform this workout. All you're going to need is about half hour to an hour of free time, and just a little bit of space. And I say or because maybe you're joining in for the first time. Sorry, hold on. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Maybe you're joining in for the first time, seeing this first time, but you still want to join along with this workout. We are going to be going 6 times through, but there's going to be a clear cutaway at the halfway point, half an hour into the workout. So you can still get a great workout in just a half hour if, it's not fitting your time constraints or your current physical activity level. But always suggest that you check out our previous workouts over at connectedchs.com. And also, just to make things a little bit easier, I'm going to put this caption up. Should have probably done this earlier, but just so you all know in case I am off track with this. So D1 coming up next. We've done this a few times in the past weeks, coming across the body. You'll be going both arms at the same time or alternating, pretty much coming across the body. And when you come up towards the wall, I'm going to come down in front on my knees, coming across the body. And when you come up to this position, thumb is going towards the pocket. When you come across, it's going back towards the wall. So you're going to be getting a little bit of this motion going here. And so same thing if you're going at the same time, or you can go one at a time. It does not matter to me. Find a variation that works for you. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 35 seconds. Let's bring them up and coming back down. Same thing. You can alternate. You can go down from your knees like I'm doing if that's going to be more comfortable for you. This is really an upper body workout, working on, the shoulders, a little bit of core stability here as well, moving the arms into this overhead position. So same thing if you're standing, kneeling, does not matter too much. Even sitting, still get a great workout. 3, 2, 1, and great job with that. We got toe tap, march. The same thing, you don't actually have to be tapping your toes here. So 2 variations here for this one. You can do the marching variation, which is going to be reaching down, trying to touch towards your toe. But, if this isn't a range motion that's going to work for you, maybe you want to touch the inside of your knee. Maybe you just want to bring it up and, touch the top of the hip. That's great too. You don't feel like you have to go all the way down to the toe. But, to make this more intense, try to reach to a port that's going to be a little bit challenging for you. But obviously pace yourself. We're still in the first round here, and we're going to get this going in 15 seconds, actually. Sorry, a little bit of a longer rest here. So make sure I get the timer and want enough time to end with that move, but probably shouldn't have paused it, but it's all good. We got 5 seconds and we're going to get started here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So a little bit kind of like that marching variation, but just reaching a little bit lower if you can. Just a little bit of different core move here, but same thing. Don't feel like you have to. You can still reach across. And the main thing is kind of going across. You're getting a little bit of this cross body movement, reaching towards that inside. So same thing, even if you're going at the top of the hip, try to reach to that outside of the hip maybe to get that still a little bit of that rotational movement. 3, 2, 1, and great job. Lateral squat, next move. So standing feet a little bit shoulder width apart, kind of just leaning one side to the other side. This is a good hand position that works for me. Once you want to find one that works good for you, this can kind of help know where your chest is in space by kind of using your hands as a reference point. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 35 seconds of lateral squats. But this one is feeling a little bit too intense going side to side. I know the patterning can be a little bit weird. We can also just go into some body weight squats. Pretend like you're sitting in a chair, standing back up, going both legs. And so same thing. This is a fairly similar movement pattern. It's a lateral squat. So you're almost sitting in a chair, but with one leg. I got this other leg out extended. But as you can see, here's me doing a 2-legged squat. Here's me in this lateral squat, which is kind of a little bit more single leg. I'm still dropping the hips down, sitting in that invisible chair. 3, 2, 1. And great job with that. Everybody went a little bit longer on that one. I apologize. We got push-ups, though, coming up in 10 seconds. So we can do these from the wall, from the floor, from the ground. Doesn't matter to me. Sorry. Let me just pause this real quick. I'm going to get going in about 5 seconds. But I just want to quickly demo. If you're going from the wall, you're just pushing yourself away from the wall. We're just trying to get this motion going with the shoulders. That's what's important about pushing. So, find that variation. You can do that from the wall, from the ground, from an elevated surface. Choose a variation that works good for you. I'm going to be going from my knees. I'm going to be going 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So the same thing. I'm going from the ground here. I'm putting my knees on the ground. I'm just pushing my body, letting my body fall to the ground, pushing myself back up. Same thing. You can also just hold in the bottom position, push yourself off the ground. That's going to be a great workout as well. One thing here is finding your variation, finding out what's going to work for you. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and done. Really good job with that one. Push-ups done. We got D2. So a little bit different from D1, where we were going across the body and coming up to Y. Now we're going from the same thing, but opposite. So we're going to reach, come across, reach, come across, reach, come across, trying to keep the body still. Reach, pull down, reach, pull down. We're going to be going. I'm going to do this probably from a kneeling position again, just so it'll be easier to see. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So same thing. I'm trying to keep my body still. Reach across with the shoulder. It's a little bit of a reach. And then a pull down. Good job, everybody. There you go, like you're smelling your armpit maybe a little bit. I don't know, whatever real world task you can reference this to. Reach and open the cupboard above your head. And we are done with that. We got boxing, shadow boxing coming up next. In about 15 seconds, we're just going to be standing in place, getting a nice, strong, bent over position. I'm thinking of getting a position where nobody can push you over. We're just going to stand and we're going to throw some punches for 35 seconds. We're going 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Same thing. You control the intensity here. You can go in fast or as slow as you want. You control the pace. One thing also, same thing, it's really just about getting these arms moving here. This isn't a professional boxing class. I don't have a whole lot of experience with martial arts or anything like that. So I kind of like from the one self-defense class I took, call this the horse stance, and you're just throwing a little bit of rotation in the fist. So if you want to copy my stance, that's what we're doing for 35 seconds, and we are done. That is one time through. Great job, everybody. We're starting back at the top with the hinge. So remember, just reaching down to the ground, coming back up, slight bend in the knees, hips going backwards, trying to keep that flat back. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I'm reaching down to the ground like I'm picking that box up, coming right back up. And as you can see, I'll come a little bit closer so you can see the back. My range of motion is about right here. I'm a little bit lower than halfway through my shin. And you can see if I go any lower, you see how I get a low back dip or an upper back curve. Same thing, I only want to go as far as I can keep a flat back. So my range of motion is right here. If I go all the way down, I start compensating a little bit with other muscles. You want to keep this all in the hamstrings and the glutes. 3, 2, 1. Really good job here. Lateral raise coming up. Got about 20 seconds here till we get started with this. Really just raising the arms up and coming back down, and only a little bit of resistance can add a lot here. Even if you got 2 pillows, 2 textbooks, whatever it may be, anything works, or even your own body weight. Trust me, that definitely works. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And just raise them up, coming back down. Same thing, you control the intensity again here. Another way you can make this a little bit more intense is maybe do 1, 2, hold at the top. 1, 2. And a little bit more time under tension. Same thing, you can just move through smooth, rhythmically. It's up to you. Mix it up. I'm just here to guide you through the workout. It's all up to you what variations you feel work best. 3, 2, 1. Great job. Same thing, maybe you were here earlier the week, you're with Adam, whatever it may be, and maybe you're doing a variation, maybe you're doing a different variation this time. That's okay. Your abilities might change day to day depending on how you've been doing, how your body's feeling. So, don't feel like you have to go with the same intensity every set, every workout. But D1 coming up next, and we're coming across the body, coming up in that diagonal position. We're going 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Like you're reaching into both your pockets, then coming up thumbs to the wall. Good work, everybody. Here we go, 10 more seconds. Here we go, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done with that. Good job. We got our toe tap and march combination. Remember, it doesn't have to be a toe tap. That's just what we're calling it here. If you can't reach down to your toe, that's great. If not, maybe reach the inside of the shin. Maybe you want to reach on top of the hip. Find that variation that works for you. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Reaching down to the toe. Reaching down as far as what's comfortable. As far as you can for 35 seconds. Great job, everybody. Keep it up. You got 15 more seconds here. And then just reaching down. Again, the core, hips, arms. A little bit of rotation in here. All together. 3, 2, 1. And done. Great job with that. Again, we got our lateral squat or bodyweight squat. Remember, if we're doing a regular squat, pretend like you're sitting in that chair, standing right back up. If we're going in the lateral squat, same thing. Just leaning to the side. Same thing, you're sitting in that chair and standing back up, except a little bit with one leg now. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Same thing, find the variation that works for you. Let's feel uncomfortable for you today. One thing that can also help with this lateral squat is kind of just getting comfortable shifting the body weight side to side. Then maybe kind of get more of a rhythm to it. Then you start increasing the range of motion little by little. finding what that comfortable range is. Great job. 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, next move, we got push-ups coming up next. You can do these from the wall, from the floor, from the ground. Does not matter to me. You just gotta find a variation that works for you. So, might be going from the wall, just pushing yourself away, coming back, go from your knees, ground. All right, we're going 3, 2, 1, let's go. Come down to the ground, come right back up. This is the variation that works good for me. I encourage you to find the one that works good for you. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and we are done. 2 more exercises left in this set, and then we got one more time through, and then there'll be kind of that break there at the halfway point. So D2, me showing these from the knees again, reaching up, come across the body like you're pulling it down now. Before we were pulling up, now we're reaching, pulling it down. Really try to reach up high across the body, get that reaching motion like you're picking that object up off the shelf. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Reach and then pull it across. Great job, everybody. There you go. More than halfway through this one. You got this. Good work. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we are done with that. D2 is done. Back to boxing. Last move here of the set. So got 15 more seconds. Get a drink, take a break if you need it. All right, we're going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Try to keep those arms moving for that full 35 seconds. Good work, everybody. Just keep those arms moving. Envision your favorite boxer, favorite athlete, whatever. Just keep those arms moving that whole time if you can. Pick your pace, choose your intensity. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Really good job with that. Sorry, just gonna adjust something. Okay, so we're back up at the top last time through. Starting with the hinge. Reaching down to the ground, coming right back up. Or you try that single leg variation, same pattern, just stepping the leg back. We're going to be going 3, 2, 1, let's go. Same thing, we're going with the single leg variation this time. Same thing, it's just like that hinge movement. You can also do it by putting your foot up on the wall, edge of a couch, whatever. Same thing, I'm still keeping that flat back. Still getting into that hinge pattern. Here we go, 15 more seconds. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, and done. Good job with that. Lateral raise. Coming right back up again. So, working on this lateral raise, just bringing the shoulders up, and we're coming right back down. I'm going to be going from my knees again. With this one, we're going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Just raise it up, coming back down. So go to a height that's comfortable. Maybe it's a little bit higher than me. Maybe it's a little bit lower than me. Maybe it's feeling good, right here. If you're still getting that range of motion, it's going to get better over time. You're going to get stronger with this movement. Just pick a range that's good for you. And same thing, getting a little bit of a swing motion into it and a little bit of momentum can definitely help with this as well. We're going 3, 2, 1. Really good job there. All right, now we got our D1. So going in this diagonal motion, coming across the body, a bit more shoulder work in different aspects of the shoulder, but nonetheless, definitely still kind of some back-to-back arm movements here. But get ready. We're going to be going in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Coming out in this Y formation, remember thumbs pointing back towards the wall when you finish. Good work. Here we go, 15 more seconds of this. Remember, as always, you can alternate. You don't got to go both arms at the same time. It's definitely more fatiguing that way. We want to have variations that are in here. Work for everybody. 3, 2, 1. Done with that. That means we got our marching move coming up next with the toe tap. So remember, it's called a toe tap, but you don't have to. Tap the inside of the knee, tap the top of the hip. Maybe it's the mid shin, or maybe you can go all the way to your foot. Find that variation that works for you. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Reaching across the body. Same thing, I'm going to the outside of the hip. Same thing, I'm going to the inside of the leg now. Just different variations, same movement pattern, same muscles being worked. You just got to work within your range, within your ability. Good job, everybody. Keep it up. You got 10 more seconds. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. So toe tap, marching done. Lateral squats. That means they're coming up. You got 15 more seconds. Remember to shift, trying to get in that rhythm of shifting the weight side to side. And it's just kind of like you're sitting down with one leg. Same thing if that's not feeling right. Nothing wrong with going to some regular body weight squats. We're going 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Remember, if that's not working, same thing, nothing wrong with just going with some squat variations. Working a lot of the same muscles here, just working them in a little bit different movement patterns, a little bit of movement plans. Good work. Great job, everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All done with that. That means push-ups are next. So remember, from the wall, from the floor, from an elevated surface works as well. The closer you are to being parallel to the ground, the harder it's going to be. So it's going to be harder than the wall to go up on the edge of your couch, but it'll still be easier than going to the floor. But we're going in 3, 2, 1, and let's go, everybody. Here we go, halfway there, everybody. You got this. There we go, and we are done with that. Sorry, I went a little bit over on that one. Next move, we got D2. So this one, remember, reaching across the body and coming down and pulling the arm straight. We're going to be alternating, going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Reaching across the body. Same thing, trying to keep the torso still. A little bit of that reach in. We're usually on top of the fridge. Grab something down and pulling it across, trying to really pull diagonally, just how we were coming out originally. Should be same motion. coming back. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and done. Really good job with that, everybody. Boxing, last move here of the first half. We'll go 3 more times through. We'll take a little bit of a rest here at that halfway point. So remember, boxing, strong stance. Get those fists moving this whole time. Going to be going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Get those fists moving. Everybody, come on. Something you can choose the pace. Maybe you want to get going a little bit faster. Maybe you're going to go more slow and controlled. Does not matter to me. It's all your choice here. As long as you're challenging yourself, as long as you're feeling like you're getting a good workout here today, that's all that matters. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Great job, everybody. That marks the halfway point. We'll do a little bit of a light cool down here, but then we'll get right back into the workout for anybody sticking along for the full time. But in case anybody's hopping off here, just like to do just a little bit to help them cool down while still staying in our time constraints. I'm just going to grab water real quick. I'll be back in 5 seconds. All right, sorry about that, everybody. Just do a little bit of a quick cool down here for anybody hopping off here. Let's get some leg swings going first. Grabbing onto the wall. Or same thing, this could be a good active recovery even if you are sticking along for the half. The same thing, it is pretty intense going for that half-hour shit. That's why we do a little bit of a longer break here in the middle. Same thing, just reaching across, body getting this leg swinging. I know it's kind of using the arm with it, not really necessary. Just kind of what feels natural, feels comfortable to me. All right, now we're just gonna do a little bit of self hugs, get those shoulders moving a little bit here. I'm just kind of switching right arm over, then left arm over. Just kind of letting the body relax, letting it cool down a little bit here. All right, great job. And last one we'll do here, kind of in the middle of the workout here, is we're just going to get those legs moving a little bit. You can do this from a seated position or lying down on the ground. We're just going to extend that knee, get a little bit of motion here going in the hip. Maybe you want to switch one leg at a time. Or same thing, you can also do this one lying from the ground, just extending that knee, coming back, a little bit of active recovery. And then you can keep it raised and just keep that knee moving and go one side at a time. So I'm going to get a few reps here, each side, just make sure we got the quad, the knees, all that good stuff moving appropriately. All right, well, you guys are all finishing up with that. We'll start getting ready here for the second portion. So as I mentioned previously, we're going to be talking about having a growth mindset. I'm going to kind of be talking about that a little bit throughout this second session. We'll kind of really dive a little bit deeper into this into the end of the workout. Just want to get a quick little cool down. I know that's not the most extensive cool down here. At the halfway point, we're going to be doing a little bit more extensive one at the end. So even if you're hopping off here, or maybe you're joining in here You still get a great workout here, getting the body moving, and still getting that heart rate down and cooling down at least a little bit, here at that halfway point before we get back into the business here. We got the hinge movement coming up top. First one, remember reaching down to the ground, coming back up, picking that box up off the ground. We're going to be going in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Reaching down to the ground, coming back up. Remember, you can go with those single leg variations. You can put that foot up on the couch, or same thing, maybe you want to keep it up in the air. That's another option as well. It's going to require a little bit more balance. The same thing. Working on these same muscle groups, generally the same movement pattern whether you do a single leg or double leg. All right, 3, 2, 1. Good job with that, everybody. We got lateral raise coming up next. So I'm going to be doing this from my knees again. I'm just going to be raising the shoulders up, coming right back down. Still got about 10 seconds here. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Raise it up, come right back down. Same thing, you can go with the pace at the intensity that works good for you. Maybe you want to go a little bit faster, a little bit slower. Maybe you want to add a hold. That's fine too. Sorry, got a little bit of an itch. But just finding that variation, what way of doing this exercise feels the most comfortable. This feels the right amount of challenge. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job with that. So D2 or D1 coming up next. This one coming diagonally across the body. Open up the shoulders, getting these traps, chest, all that good stuff. Still got 10 seconds here. And we're going to be starting to talk a little bit, maybe just a little bit of recap from last stream before we get into some of that new information. But 3, 2, 1, let's go. Coming across the body, 35 seconds. So for those of you just tuning in or maybe didn't see the last session, you might be wondering, what is growth mindset? So to give a little bit of thing, growth mindset is basically believing that your ability, your skills are things that can be changeable. And with a fixed mindset, you're believing that this is relatively fixed. This isn't something that can be changed. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. 25-second break. We got toe tap march. Remember, reaching down that inside of leg, inside of the foot. Just reaching to the outside. You're just finding that depth that works for you. So it's called toe tap. You don't actually got to touch your toe. We're going to get going with that in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's go, reaching down. So like I said, growth mindset, believing your abilities can be changeable. Fixed is more so believing they can't be changed. And so a common scenario is many people will either have a fixed or a growth mindset. Say something like school. Some people believe, hey, if I really try hard in this class, I can get better at it. And other people just say, I'm never going to be good at this. My abilities are fixed. I'm not going to be able to change. I'm going to always struggle with this. And I honestly thought the same thing with math for a very long time. I just was very fixed. Didn't think I could get better at it. But 3, 2, 1. Great job. We'll talk a little bit more in a second. We just introduce this next move. We got lateral squats. And we're coming side to side, leaning in if this isn't feeling comfortable, dropping down into that body weight squat, coming back up. I'm going to work with the body weight squat. This next time, we're going to be going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So yeah, as I was saying, I was a very fixed mindset with math for a very long time. I just thought I was never going to be able to get good at it. And then kind of reading even more into the growth mindset, actually reading a very helpful book, which I will talk about at the end. How just changing your perspective can really enhance your learning, enhance your academic performance. They've kind of compared how people with a growth mindset in a fixed mindset respond to situations and, how they do in certain situations. 3, 2, 1. Great job. We got push-ups coming up next. So I'm not going to go too in-depth about the growth and fixed mindset. I'll save that for the end. Just a little bit of a teaser, maybe get you to think about, do I have a growth mindset or a fixed mindset? Or also it can be different from task to task. But anyways, push-ups coming up in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And then find a hand position, find a shoulder position that's feeling comfortable. You don't got to go to the same depth. You don't got to get your chest all the way to the ground if that's not comfortable. You go. Still got 10 more seconds. You got this. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got D2 coming up after those push-ups. So reaching across the body, come back down, a reach and a pull. We're going to get going with this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Reaching across, coming back down. So I want to give a little bit of that introduction on growth and fixed mindset. So, you can start thinking about it, what your perspective is. And we'll talk about the end, how you might be able to change your perspective. Same thing when it always came to sports, things like that. I always kind of had a growth mindset. I felt like if I kept working hard, kept practicing, I could get better. But other things like math, I really did not feel that way until, I really applied myself and, stopped having that mindset that I just couldn't get better. Because that's really one of the main things that can get in your way. 3, 2, 1. And done with that. So same thing, maybe there's aspects that you feel like you have a growth mindset in, maybe it's aspects you feel like you have a fixed mindset in. The goal is to have a growth mindset in everything. And I'll tell you why that can be so helpful. But that's about it, I'll say for now. I'm going to save the rest for the end. We got boxing in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Get those fists moving. Remember, 35 seconds of work, 25 rest. Keeping that heart rate up this whole workout. Burning fat, building muscle. Getting movement patterns that are important for our body. It's a beautiful thing. Keep it going, everybody. Still 10 more seconds. Good work. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And done. With that, there we go. 4 times through all of that. We got 2 more times through. Back up at the top. In 15 seconds, we got our hinge. Remember, picking that box up, coming back down, or you can go single leg variation. That was most comfortable for you. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And then I'm going with the single leg variation here. But, there's nothing wrong. Even just keeping the hands on the hips, coming back down. This is still a hinge. You are still dissociating the hips from the upper body, still keeping the upper body straight while letting the hinge movement occur. So same thing. You just keep working on the range of motion just like this. Eventually, you're going to start getting more comfortable. You start maybe getting down deeper. Then next thing you know it, you're getting that full range of motion. You just got to stay consistent. Keep working at your challenge point. 3, 2, 1. Great job. Lateral raise. Coming up next. Same thing. If you're doing any of these moves from the ground, usually the carpet doesn't bother me. For some reason, it's bothering my knees a little bit today. So I'm putting a pillow down. Nothing wrong with that. We're going to get going with these lateral raises. Just bring them up to shoulder height. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Just raise it up. Come right back down. Unless you want to give it a 1-2 hold at the top. Get a little bit more muscle activation, but same thing. There's different ways you can challenge yourself. You can go faster. You can add a hold. You can add a little bit of resistance. It's all up to you. Multiple ways to modify here. Even same thing, you can go one arm at a time. It's feeling really fatiguing to go with both. That's perfectly fine too. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and done with that. We got D1. Same thing, going to be on your knees again here. Reaching up, getting into this Y position. Remember, like you're reaching across your body with both arms, reaching into your opposite pocket. And then coming up into that Y position. We're going to be going in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Good work, everybody. And then you can alternate going left over, right over here if you're going both at the same time. You can always go one at a time as well. It's really just finding your challenge. I know I've said that a lot, but you're never going to get better working at somebody else's challenge level, unless for the odd chance that is the exact same as your own. I don't expect everybody to do this workout the same exact way as me. I don't expect your friend to do it the same way as you. Everybody's at their own fitness level. We are done with that one, though. I apologize, went a little bit over. We got toe tap march, or shin tap, knee tap, hip tap. I want you to go towards a spot on your opposite side appendage. Same thing when it's the outside of the knee, the inside of the knee. Going down your toes, that's great. 2, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Good work. Same thing, I'm reaching down to that inner shin. That's a good, comfortable range for me. So you can see I'm cheating a little bit. I'm moving the leg up into this external rotation. If you want to go for the toe, same thing, you're still getting hip stability, still working the core. Doesn't matter what way you're feeling on this fine Thursday evening. All right, done with that. That means next up, lateral squat. 35 seconds to work, 25 seconds rest. Still got 15 more. I'm just going to grab a drink from my glass right outside the screen. All right, 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Remember, lateral squats here or body weight squats. I'm going to go body weight squats again. Just feeling good for me today. Same thing, maybe you want to make this more intense. You can add some jump squats here. I'll be really intense. The same thing, you can also change your depth. You know, maybe you're keeping it up here. Maybe that's what's comfortable for you. Maybe for someone else, you're really getting down deep in it. That's really up to you, up to your mobility, up to your fitness level. 3, 2, 1, and done. Squats done. That means push-ups are up next. Getting into your home stretch here. Remember your push-ups, you can go from the wall, from the edge of the couch, from your knees, from your toes, whatever is feeling good for you. You got about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. 35 seconds, you got this. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and done. Push-ups done. Back to D2. So remember, these ones are those reach and pull across the body. Reach up and across with each rep. And we're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Reach across the body. Pull the arms straight down like you're reaching for that cup off the counter, off the cupboard. And then maybe you want to actually visualize yourself grabbing an object, pulling it towards you. Whatever feels most comfortable for you. That's kind of what I like to envision here. And it helps me really make this a pulling motion, not just a push across my body. And it kind of is, but 3, 2, 1. Great job. Boxing coming up. We got one more time through, everybody. All right, strong position. As I get in that strong stance, hands up under my armpits. I'm punching, rotating. Each one. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Keep those arms moving that whole time. Good work, everybody. Same thing, we're getting in the home stretch. Maybe you're fatiguing a little bit here. No, it's fine if you're not going at the same pace you did the first time through. It's almost expected at this point in the workout. Great job. 10 more seconds. Keep it up. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Way to work. All right, boxing. So that means we got one more time through, everybody. All right, so we're starting back at the top of a hinge. Last time through 8 exercises, guys. 3, 2, 1, let's go. I'm reaching down to the ground, working out my range of motion. Going both legs this time. I was going single leg last time. Finding the variation that's working for me. 20 more seconds left here. Good work. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really good job with that lateral raise. Coming up. So remember, just raising the arms out to the side. Raise to the height that's comfortable. If you're feeling any pain or anything, let's move shut it down. Or maybe try a lesser range of motion. We're going to be going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Raising the shoulders up. I'm coming back down. Like I said, there's not really a designated target height. You want to go at a height that's comfortable. It shouldn't feel painful. It should feel like a good workout. Feel a burn is good, but pain is bad. Good job, everybody. 10 more seconds. Good work. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done with that. D1 coming up next. Remember, arms coming across the body, then back up in the squat shape, like you're reaching in your pockets. On the opposite side. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Good work, everyone. Keep moving through this. Here you go, 20 seconds. I know you might be getting fatigued a little bit here in the shoulders. Try to push through if you can, but nothing wrong with taking a break. Maybe you're just burned out. You're like, I'm going to take the rest of the set off, hop back in with the next one. That is completely fine. You got to work at your intensity, work at your pace. 3, 2, 1. Great job. Toe tap with the march. Shin tap, knee tap, whatever you want to call it. Got 15 more seconds of rest. Then we're reaching down, coming right back up. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's work. Reaching down towards the toe. But remember, you don't got to get there all the way. Only get to a spot that's comfortable. Maybe you're getting down to the ankle. Maybe you're getting down to the knee. That's perfectly fine. Good work, everybody. Come on, more than halfway there. Finish strong here. And then we are halfway through this last set. Then on to the cool down, onto that growth mindset tips. 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, lateral squats, body weight squats, whichever one you prefer. Remember, body weight squats, just pretending like you are sitting in a chair, standing back up. Lateral squats, same thing, it's like you're sitting into that chair with one leg, kind of leaning the body weight into that knee, but same thing, still sitting back like there's a chair behind me. 3, 2, 1, let's go. I'm going into my lateral squat variation here. I encourage everybody to find that squat variation that's going to work for them. I'm going a little bit deeper here. I'm not going as fast. Work within your range of motion. Good work. 2, 1, and done. Great job with that. 3 more moves, push up D2, and then boxing is going to go by quick. So prepare yourselves. We only got about 10 more seconds before we start these push-ups. Remember, from the floor, knees from the couch. Maybe you're just on the ground pushing yourself but not moving. That's still a great workout. We're going 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Pushing yourself from the ground, coming back up, pushing yourself away from the wall, from the floor, whatever it may be. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Push-ups are done. D2 and then boxing. So D2, remember, reaching across the body, like you got to grab something off that high shelf and come back right to the starting position. We're going to be going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Reach and pull. Reach, pull, grab that object off that shelf and come right back to that starting position. Home stretch here. Keep breathing. Keep working. Almost done. Here we go. 10 seconds left. Finish strong here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. All right, last move. A little bit of boxing. Shadow boxing, stationary, stand it in place. Keep those fists flying that whole time. You don't got to be throwing knockout punches here. Just get those arms moving. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Come on, 35 seconds. That's all you got left. We're going to cool it down, do some mindset tips. Good work. Come on, 20 more seconds. Don't give up now. Keep those fists moving through. Come on, try to make it through the end here. Come on, here we go. Last few seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Great job with that, everybody. I'm going to get a drink real quick, then we're going to move into the cool down. All right, so first move of the cool down is kind of like we did in that middle portion. Just going to give ourselves a hug, a little bit of pat in the back here for a job well done in the workout today. Same thing, kind of just letting the shoulders do what they want to do. A little bit of dynamic movement here. Start bringing the heart rate down. Shouldn't be intense. Just kind of let the body swing the way it wants to swing. Let things kind of stretch out a little bit here. All right, great job with that. Next one here, a little bit of an overhead stretch. So I'm going to do this a few different ways. One way I like to do is kind of the split stance. Just going to have the arms up tall. Just kind of reaching up to the sky, bending back. Let the arms come down. Same thing, reach up to the sky as high as you can. A little bit of backwards bend. Perfectly okay with that. Now let it come down. Really stretch it up. Take some deep breaths up here. Bring it back down. Same thing, if it's feeling uncomfortable, go overhead like that. Only go as far as comfortable for you. Do the last one. I'm just going to switch the legs. Facing the other way now. Other leg back. The legs aren't too involved, but it can be a little bit of a stretch on the front of this hip. There we go. Same thing, you do 4 more right here. Leaning back, a little bit of bend, stretch the calf, the glute, getting the shoulder motion going. We did a lot of overhead work in here today. And last one here with that. All right. Same thing, we're going to go through another shoulder movement here. A little bit similar, kind of just going with some standing. Open up the chest, really just reaching above head and coming back down. Just kind of slow, like you're getting that morning stretch, like you're getting out of bed, stretching for the first time of the day. Sometimes just getting this wide motion out can really help open up the chest. We're just trying to stretch these out a little bit. Big stretch up at the top. I'm going to do one more. Yeah, just like that. And then we're going to work on the hips a little bit. Awesome job. Now we're going to go into some leg swings. Now we got the shoulders moving a little bit. Same thing, just kind of holding on to the wall. But you don't have to hold on to the wall. You can also just stand. Sometimes it kind of helps to just kind of swing the arms with the body. This is that same motion. Same thing, do what's feeling the most comfortable for you. Just kind of letting the swing, letting the hip do what it wants to do. Good job. We're going to switch the legs up now. Just keep that leg swinging, let it experience that motion. All right, good job everybody with that. Now, same thing, we're going to get that hip moving just the same way we did in that middle of the workout. Same thing, just give it some light kicks. Out with the knees, getting that knee extension, and same thing. You do that from a seated position, or same thing we could do it from the grounded position. Same thing, just flexing and extending that knee, making sure that lower body is moving good after that workout. All right, great job with that. Same thing, one last kind of bonus one here. Sometimes this can feel like a really good stretch if you've got a couch, a chair, a little bit of an elevated surface. I don't want to put my shoes on the couch. But you would put your foot up on this elevated surface, a little bit of a slight knee bend. You can kind of just lean back a little bit. You should feel a little bit of stretch in the hamstring. Stand back up, kind of lean back. You're pulling your butt away from your heel. Same thing, give it a few of these, maybe 5 or 6 each side. And you can switch the legs up, same thing. Make sure you're keeping that bend in the knee. Just kind of hinging back, getting a little bit of that stretch here. So I'm not getting a lot of movement, but still feeling a really good stretch in that hamstring. All right, now as always, love to finish off with some deep breathing exercise. I want everybody to take some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. When you're taking that inhale in, you should kind of feel your chest, diaphragm filling up with air, and then deflating as you're letting that breath out. Let's try to get about 10 of those. And while you're working on that, I'll make a few final comments about the stream, about our topic of the week. So first of all, thank you for being here. Really appreciate the support as always. It's really enjoyed doing these streams. My goal is to just try to make health and fitness accessible for everybody by breaking down these barriers by having something free. Doesn't require equipment, doesn't require transportation to go to the gym or to be in a potentially intimidating environment like a gym, where you can just work out, exercise, get healthy from the comfort of your own home. And if that's something that interests you, if these streams are something that interests you, I really encourage you to check us out at connectedchs.com. Check that link down there at the bottom of the stream. Link is in our bio as well. And you can see the variety of our other services, such as one-on-one virtual training, group training, in-home personal training. We got some health groups, blogs, information for everybody. So that's why we're going to be talking about one of these topics, which is our topic for the week for our blog, which is mindset. So we're going to be talking a little bit about growth mindset. I kind of teased a little bit here during the stream today. In case you missed some of that, we're just kind of talking about differences between having a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. For those of you who are not aware of what that might be, so a fixed mindset has been defined as believing that your abilities in a certain task, a certain skill, are relatively permanent. It's not something that you're going to be able to easily change, even with effort, and you are kind of have a stationary level of skill. Where somebody from a growth mindset, this is kind of a belief that your intelligence, your abilities are malleable. You can change these with hard work and effort, and you can be a growth mindset for certain tasks, but a fixed mindset for others. A common one is feeling maybe if it's sports, athletics, maybe if even it's just a hobby that you really enjoy. Maybe it's maybe it's knitting, maybe it's video games, whatever it may be. If you have a growth mindset, you feel like if I keep practicing, I can get better at that skill. Or in a fixed mindset, even same thing for athletics and things like that. I've always had a growth mindset, but as I mentioned earlier in the stream, oftentimes I've had a fixed mindset when it came to things such as academics. I always just felt that I was bad at math. I was never going to be able to be good at math. And, that's really not the truth. Intelligence is not stagnant. It's not like you're just not able to figure things out. But sometimes when you believe that you have a fixed mindset and you believe that you can't get better at this, this is going to, stagnate your progress and actually put you in a fixed state because you believe your abilities are fixed. So just a little bit of how strong mindset really can be. Adam touched a little bit about on this earlier in the week, where they compared people with a fixed and growth mindset, found that people with the growth mindset were more likely to be, internally motivated, view something that is a challenge, view something they're not good at as a potentially more of a challenge, where somebody in a fixed mindset might feel that, they're just not good at this. Maybe they feel that that because they're not successful in it, that they're not intelligent with this task. And so it's just two different ways to view this perspective. So, and this is something that it seems like it can be hard, but this really all stems from being able to change your perspective. It's almost like looking at the glass half full instead of half empty. So to put this in another scenario, say you first test the year in your class, you get a 70% on the test. If everybody else in the class, was successful, got better grades. Not saying that a 70 is bad necessarily, but say if everybody else in the class got a higher grade, somebody with a fixed mindset might feel like, oh, I'm just not as intelligent as the rest of my class. Someone with a remote growth mindset was like, wow, this is the first test. I got a 70. There's a lot of room for me to improve here, where somebody might be intimidated by the fact that they're doing bad, while someone from a growth mindset might view this as a challenge, where they can get better. And I know it's easier said than done to try to change your mindset to that type of perspective. It's not going to happen overnight, but one of the things that really helped me with certain topics is just realizing, how just that belief that you're not going to be able to get better at a certain topic could be holding you back from actually getting better at that topic. And so, one thing they found is they took a national study, thousands of students, and they looked at low achieving students, and they did a one-time 1 hour growth mindset intervention, pretty much telling them about the growth mindset, what the differences between growth mindset and a fixed mindset are, and how they can adopt this mindset for their advantage. And just after a kind of 1 hour intervention, they found increases in, the kids with low achieving academics. They were getting better grades, and they also found there was an increased enrollment nationally in advanced math classes. So maybe even that course is changing people's perspectives. Maybe I shouldn't view, the challenge of an advanced math class as something to be intimidated about. Maybe viewing it from the point of this can be a challenge, I can learn, I can get better, than be intimidating by the fact that you might be bad at it at first. Because that's something that, is going to be a reality in life. We're not going to be amazing at things right off the bat. It's very rare for that to happen. So to always be conscious that, learning, not being perfect, that's all part of the growing experience. That's how you can get better. And if you view things from that perspective, is that I can grow, having that growth mindset can really be beneficial, as Adam talked about last stream, about how it can improve determination, self-motivation, resilience, increased effort, just by viewing a situation from a different perspective. And so one thing I really want to suggest to anybody, one book that really helped me kind of change my mindset in certain things. This book called The Mindset, The New Psychology of Success by Dr. Carol Dweck. And, they show a lot of multiple examples from sports to academics, business, life in general, about how, having a fixed or growth mindset has kind of led to the rise and fall. I'll just share a quick story from the book. It talked about, a professional tennis player that was kind of like a child prodigy, always been successful from a young age. And, they didn't really have to feel like they had to grow because they had a lot of natural ability. Not saying they didn't work hard and train, obviously, to get to the professional level. You need that. But they tell a story about how he would blame his coach about how they didn't work on the right things this week, or he'd blame the weather conditions, or he'd blame the ref. And he just had a fixed mindset. He's like, no, I'm really good. This was all these, other circumstances that went wrong, which is why I lost. And now it's an example of somebody with a very fixed mindset, and where somebody in that same situation can, even if they played a good game and maybe they do feel like, the ref or the situation of the game, the weather really impact them that much. I'm sure there's still small things within that game that, that athlete and things could work on. But because they had this mindset that it was everybody else's fault and not their own, they weren't being able to grow into, kind of look more at themselves and the things that they can change to become, that better tennis player. So I really suggest that book. Again, it's called Mindset, The New Psychology of Success, written by Dr. Carol Dweck, world-renowned psychologist. So highly suggest, if you are interested about the growth mindset, fixed mindset, definitely check out that book. But that is about all the time I have for today's stream. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for joining in. Pleasure being here, as always. And we hope to see you 7:30 a.m. this upcoming Friday. Whether you're watching this live or recorded, just was feeling a little bit intense. Maybe you're just tuning in here at the end. If you want to see any of our previous workouts, go check us out at connectedchs.com. Check out the link tree in the bio. Find all of our social medias, doing a lot of blog posts, and we'll also have a very in-depth blog, more so about this fixed and growth mindset coming up next week. So stay tuned for that. Hope you all have a great day. Jacob signing